Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Chats with Shaz. Today I have a lovely lady joining me. Her name is Dr Serena Negro from Italy, and I'd love to introduce her to you, so come on in. Hi, Serena.
Hello.
So, Serena and I have spent the last, and Charlie, thanks the cameraman, have spent the last 2 weeks here working in Zimbabwe and just showing her around Zim for the first time, but also she doesn't come from this background. She's a doctor in sports psychology. From Milan in Italy. So tell us, Serena, how you got involved in tourism and why did you leave everything that you had? And okay, you were following Charlie, of course, but
Exactly.
why did you decide to give that all up and get into tourism?
Okay, like you just said, it's Charlie's fault, or it's thanks to Charlie. I was a sports psychologist in a little city next to Milan, and I was working with Charlie. Charlie was the coach of the rugby team,
Cool.
under 18, and we started to work together. And the first barrier that we found was the language, because
Yeah.
I was speaking Italian, he was speaking English. I wasn't speaking one word of English, so we communicate through Google Translate.
Wow, that's quite hectic. So as we go on, if Serena just suddenly goes into Italian, we will put the subtitles up for you.
You have to forgive me.
But you've done so well though.
Okay, thanks. One day Charlie said to me, you have to come to South Africa. So we weren't dating or in love yet. Then we fell in love very quickly.
Yeah.
And one day they said, okay, I have a ticket, I have to go back because my work in Italy, my job in Italy is done, it's finished, and I have to go back to South Africa. And then he bought the ticket and I said, okay, let's do it. And then I flew into South Africa, and as soon as I put my first step in this wonderful land, I just fell in love also with the land.
And that's when you started your company together, Ever Seen SA,
Exactly,
right?
exactly, because we, I was so, I don't know, surprised, shocked, meravigliata, how I can say. I was so amazed about the beauty of this land, about the animals. You know, I'm European, I'm from Italy, and this kind of animal like giraffes and lions, you can only see in the zoo, and it's not good. I don't like it.
So I want to take you down to the fire pit because there's some elephants coming out. So let's carry on chatting down there.
Wow. So when I came here, the first animal that I saw was a giraffe, and was next to a highway. For me, it was just crazy, and I think Charlie saw my emotions and my feeling, and I was overwhelmed by all these positive vibes, and then he said, okay, I just took everything for granted for all these years, and we need to do something.
So Charlie, was that a little bit of khaki fever going on there?
Yeah, for her, yeah.
Because that's kind of common around here. But to actually move here and give it all up, because what I'm loving about you, Serena, and I've loved spending this time with you, is also your style. You know, you've come from Milan, and you've not only just developed your travel company with Charlie, but you've also brought in a very specific style, and your signature to that, which I think everyone is really loving about you. So tell us more about that, and where does that come from?
I think it's really a lifestyle. It's our safari life. So all the style and bangles like you, and I have to be honest, I copied Sharon for that. It's our identity.
Yeah.
Now we really feel Africa in every way possible. So even with the outfit, it's the nature. It's the nature color, the earth color. It's Africa.
Yeah, it is. And I think creating that identity is very, very important when you've started your safari company.
Definitely.
I think a lot of people need to do that. And talking about that, I've always found it fascinating, women in business, strong women, and creating that identity is very, very good and very powerful, because that's where your followers are coming from. That's where you're going to start getting the inspiration for people to come with you to Africa.
We have to start from pictures, because our main way to communicate with our follower or potential customer is Instagram. So we take a lot of pictures. It's very difficult to explain what we feel here. So everything, the outfit, the landscape, the words that we use in the picture, everything is so important to try to explain Africa. And I think it's something impossible, but we are very close to everything that's in the picture has to speak about Africa.
Forgive me for keep calling her Amore, because I've learned from Charlie this whole 2 weeks that all these terms of endearments for you, and I start calling you Amore as well, which is lovely. So Serena, coming from the fashion capital of the world, apart from that, when you talking to your guests, your potential guests who are following you and wanting to come to Africa, why do you think, or do you think, that Zimbabwe is a first-time destination? And what is the other reasons for actually coming on safari as opposed to going to a beach holiday?
So I really think that everyone needs to come to Africa. And now, sorry, I'm going to switch to Italian because it's too difficult for me in English. Ma penso che veramente tutte le persone debbano venire a provare l'Africa, perché l'Africa ha cambiato la mia vita e l'Africa può cambiare la vita di tutte le altre persone. Il mio percorso è stato un percorso un po' circolare, nel senso che io adoravo gli animali e volevo diventare una veterinaria, e poi per altre circostanze ho deciso di fare la psicologa. Però quello che ho sempre voluto è avere un impatto sulla vita degli altri. So one of my things was to have an impact to other people's lives. E l'ho fatto con il mio lavoro. I did this with my job, but I really think that people need to try something very, very deep and authentic like Africa. And if we have to speak about the first safari destination, I think Zimbabwe is perfect, because I found Zimbabwe, and I find Zimbabwe very wild and free, like I like to say. Lo Zimbabwe è una terra favolosa, ancora selvaggia, quindi quello che noi pensiamo dell'Africa, o le persone dell'Europa pensano dell'Africa, qua lo possono veramente trovare. Zimbabwe just make you feel Africa, and that's what we want.
I'm sitting here nodding as if I really understand, but actually I haven't understood that, so she'll tell me later. But I get what you're saying. It's so unorchestrated and not contrived, and it's not like there's animals at every corner. You have to work for it. You have to know your guide, and your guide has to spend that time with you. But when you come here to Zimbabwe, it is very much a raw. It's raw Africa.
Yeah.
The raw wilderness of Africa.
Yes, and the thing that you don't have any fences between Zimbabwe and Botswana. The animals really are free, and this is something
you can't get your mind around.
Yeah, exactly.
And you keep asking me about that this whole week, is how do these animals move around, and the corridors, and because I think in other areas that you've been to a lot, there's fenced areas. So Serena, we've just been and spent a few days in Victoria Falls as well, and you can come and experience it on a safari in Zimbabwe, and it is one of the most iconic world wonders of the natural world wonders. Tell me what you felt when you walked in there, in your soul. How did that move you?
For the first minutes, I was just speechless. The majestic, the power, and something.
It's that roar and that noise.
The noise is just incredible. You can really feel the power. Something that everyone has to experience.
Yeah. It makes you feel pretty small when you stand right there, small. As a human in this whole world. And finally, Serena, you've done a lot of work on camera, having your hubby right behind it all the time, and he loves filming you and stuff, and you look so gorgeous behind the camera. For women who are doing this, and especially for me, I want you to tell me, because I've just started and launching into this now. How did you get over it? How did you get over having that in your face, and building the confidence, and also the criticism that you've had?
Yeah, so in the beginning it's very, very difficult. You feel shy, you feel it's not your place. Sometimes you judge yourself, and you are very hard with yourself. But I think as soon as you get over this fear, because the fear is about the opinion of the other people, and I think if you enjoy what you are doing, you don't have to care about if you don't look good in the camera or if you speak not good. Look at my English, it's horrible, but in the end
it's awesome.
I try to put my message there in every way, and it's about you, and it's something that you want to trasmettere. Transmit to your audience. And if they don't like it, they don't like it, so they follow other people, but you will find the right people that follow you.
Just before we end off here, and thanks for spending the last 2 weeks with me and you, Charlie, as well. Give us one last word of inspiration from what you've learned along your journey so far.
I think my quote can be, never give up on your dreams, because it's hard work, but if you believe in something, please follow your dream, because it's going to become real.
2 giraffe over there. Sorry, I know you love giraffe. Just
Oh,
wanted to
wow.
point that out.
Look how many animals.
Yeah. I don't know if you'll see them.
Oh, you see them.
Come, Serena, I want us to come on the other side. Yeah, I also just want to end up and just say how awesome it has been to have you guys with us for the last 2 weeks. So please follow Serena and Charlie on Everseen Africa. I think they're going to be the future filmmakers, actually, of Africa.
Wow.
So yeah, thanks for being with us.
No,
Serena.
I want to say thank you to you and your family, because these 2 weeks they were just amazing. And thank you to bringing us to Zimbabwe, because it was one of the best 2 weeks in our life. Thank you very much.
It's been so much fun. So follow us on Chats with Shaz on my channel, Instagram, and our Amalinda Safari Collection website and Facebook pages. And like the videos.
And subscribe.
Boom. Cool.
But first, let me take a selfie. Let me take a selfie. Let me take a selfie. Let me take a selfie.
This is going at the end. This is going.